This is a response to Messianic Manic, or yeah. This is an atheist, but I'll put the video down there. Um, he posted a video that says apologetics is bad for Christianity, and his premise for that is saying that pretty much if we want to convert people based upon faith, because that's a lot of Christian religion is, it's based upon having faith in God, and faith that He exists, and faith that He loves us, and faith in putting trust in Him and in our problems and such. And that a lot of the Christian religion is actually based on faith. And he has a good point here, but I want to critique it a little bit. Um, he says that if our religion is based on faith, why are we trying to convert people based upon Christianity, or based upon argument? Why are we trying to convert people based upon argument? Because Christian apologetics is what you'll find the people like William Lane Craig and J.P. Moreland. Um, William Lane Craig, does a lot of stuff on the cosmological argument, and he pretty much apologetics. It kind of argues to an extent Christianity, um, with certain philosophical and scientific arguments, and he had some other points in there. And I think that video is worth checking out, but I want to look at this one thing here. Um, if we are trying to convert people or convince people of Christianity or its premises or whatever, why are we trying to what is basically the aim of Christian apologetics? What are we trying to do with that? What is what's the use of this? And he pretty much comes to conclude that apologetics is bad for Christianity, and he says himself about the arguments there. It says that a lot of those arguments are counterproductive, but um, the reason I think that apologetics is a good thing for Christianity is because atheists will pose the question to us, okay, why do we have to have all the arguments? Lots of atheists are going to be like, well, we have the science, we have arguments for our position, and what do you have? Faith? That's it? Really, faith? Lots of atheists will say this. They will say, you have what? You have faith, and we have science and arguments. And you have faith? Yeah, I think our argument is better, is what atheists say. They have arguments in science for evolution, abiogenesis, cosmology, and all this stuff. They do have arguments for that. And what is often charged to Christianity is that, or theism as a whole, um, is that all we have is faith. We don't have anything to back up our position. Um, we don't have anything to back up, our faith at all. And the truth is that we do. We do have arguments that, and I guess I want to talk about the place of uh, of of apologetics. Now, missions and missionaries should not be doing apologetics. Philosophers and scientists should be doing apologetics, of course. I mean, missionaries and big missions need to be going out and trying to convert people based upon biblical faith and things in the Bible, not arguments. Because when you go and try to convert somebody, this should not be a argument. This is what we have to present to you. Consider these things, and know that God loves you and all this stuff. That's basically what missions is. But Christian apologetics has its place. It has its place within Christianity, but it has a place in as a back as a backup, a mild backup for certain faith. But Christian apologetics often will argue for likeliness. Likely more will argue for more likeliness of God existing in these because of certain scientific conditions. Like if you read Robin Collins, he talks about fine tuning. Fine tuning is that I have a couple videos on that. One that talks just about that, and one that talks about that along with some other things. That's pretty much how certain things of the universe were like were set to a certain kind of thing. It's set to a certain characteristic to where if it were a little bit different, then this universe would not be stable. It wouldn't work, and that would lead one to think that those dials were set, or that somebody aimed that dart and hit that precise dart. And what Robin Collins argues is that in the atheistic worldview of many universes, in the atheistic worldview of the single universe, is neither of those is this fine tuning likely, but in the theistic universe worldview, it is most likely. So that's what apologetics is it's arguing that God, having created the universe, is a worldview that is more likely given certain scientific conditions. Because it is, but apologetics has the place of saying, of when atheists ask for arguments. Well, we have arguments of evolution and Big Bang Theory and cosmology and all that stuff are based on science and arguments. And you have faith. That's it. I'm gonna stick to atheism. I'm sorry. That's it. And then the apologetics is to say we do have arguments, but they're arguments for likeliness. Of course. We still don't know for sure based upon. No Christian apologetic philosopher is going to say we don't know for sure, but they're not. None of them are going to argue that. None of them are going to present a argument which says this argument proves for sure that God exists. But these arguments prove that it's probably more likely that this happened more than this happened. And it's pretty much to back up our faiths. It backs up our faiths. History, science, and philosophical arguments are used pretty much to back up our faith, to where if you need arguments, there are arguments, even though some atheists think that there are no Christian scientific, philosophical, and historical arguments, or evidence at all for that matter. So that apologetics has its place as a mild backup for certain faith, should someone need it. So apologetics is not bad for Christianity. It's just there because we have arguments. It's there because it's not bad for Christianity. It's not bad for Christianity because it's not used to convert people. It's used to back up some things with some kind of science, which helps us, understand empirically some things about our faith, as well as give some more reasons other than faith to possibly think, well, it's not so cut and dry that atheism is proven and theism isn't. There is, some middle ground that isn't that isn't taken into account by atheism. So apologetics has its place. If you want, if I didn't make that clear, then please comment below, and I'll either do it. I'll either I'll either do another video, or if it's a small thing, then I'll just comment.